There we
Hello, it's February 10th, 2026. I'm Joe Weston, and we're here for our monthly uh, global heart gathering. That's what this is. And it's a delight to have you all here. Some new faces or new people showing up. It's always great to see when new people show up. And of course, it's also great to see people who I see over and over and over again. Warms my heart for years now. So welcome to you all. It's really quite a remarkable time for those of you, whatever cosmology you're following. There's some remarkable things happening on the planet. Um, and today there's a few things I want to talk about, uh, specifically about what's happening in Washington, D.C., which of course is
Thank
close to
you.
me since I
Sorry.
live there. And everyone seems to be focused on that. Well, just to say that what we're here to do is always as we gather, we hold space with each other, we share what's on our hearts, we support each other, we practice, and our purpose here is to cultivate resilience and fierce compassion, and to see ourselves, what role can we play at this time on the planet? These are unique times, and maybe 3,000 years ago, people said, wow, these are really unique times. And maybe even 500 years ago, someone said, wow, this is really unique times. But I would say this is really unique times. And what we're seeing, because uh, even though it might have been really fun and remarkable 3,000 years ago to be on the planet, certainly we could breathe healthier air, I would imagine. What we're facing now is we've created a technological system where we are globally connected. And we have created these phenomenon called atomic missiles that could wipe us all out instantly. And we've created many systems, and what we're doing to the planet, to nature, and to each other, at least as far as I know in history, human beings have not seen this. And this is part of the theory that I do with my work with fierce ability, is an important theme of that, that we look at the world system as a global heart. And my prognosis, I'm not a doctor, but if I was a doctor or if someone asked me, hey, Joe, could you do a medical analysis about the global heart? How's it doing? I would say at the moment, it's not well. Just like a heart doctor would say, there's a lot of symptoms that we can see. And basically, my prognosis would be is that we're living with a world system that is technologically overfed and spiritually malnourished. Technologically overfed and spiritually malnourished. For me, that gives hope because basically, with that prognosis, then you can come up with a solution and a healing. And the healing isn't one or the other. Most of our suffering, and I may talk about that a bit today, is about how we polarize everything. Everything turns into a polarity. Even the 15 minutes in a Super Bowl match, in a football match in America, turns into a major international polarized event. So we don't have to polarize the technological nourishment and the spiritual nourishment. What we're hoping to do is find a balanced diet. And the answer to everything I would say for our healing is balance. So in essence, where if the world system is technologically overfed, spiritually malnourished, we can put a little less attention on the technological nourishment and more attention on the spiritual nourishment. And that's what we're here to do is to cultivate what does that mean for us in our lives to move through the world from that place of nourishing ourselves, nourishing those around us, nourishing every being and creature we come across on the planet itself with spiritual nourishment. And in a sense, when we can do that, we become more vital. Our energy systems become more vital. We become more resilient. We can hold more resistance. We become more fluid with what's happening. And we become a vessel for others around us that may need healing, that may need nourishing, Remember all the five roles that we can do. I'm trying to tie this all in from what we've been talking about this year, that in every moment you can walk on this planet and find something to do to bring refuge to someone, toevlucht, to soothe someone, kalmeer iemand, make someone less stressed, to nurture someone, to protect someone, and to bring about transformation. We don't have to do all of those. We don't even have to do any of those. But if we're choosing to be midwives for a system that's dying away and a new system that's being born, what can we do to be vital and nourish ourselves and others in this process? So the idea is, what are we doing to cultivate this spiritual nourishment? And I want to just bring up that I wrote a post yesterday, I believe it was, about the monks. I don't know how many of you have heard about the monks who are walking. They started in Texas. They're walking now up. They're now in DC. And for those of you who don't know the United States, it's a big country. It's a big old country. That's a long walk with 𝗴𝗶𝗰𝗁𝗁, their four-legged enlightened being with them. And they're now in DC. And what is interesting, so many of you know that I have done heart walks around the world where I go to a city and I take a map and I plot out a route on the streets in the shape of a heart. And I walk that as a meditation of peace. And when I was living in DC, I did regularly a heart walk around the White House. My intention was that to envelop the White House with love, compassion, and wisdom. And that with this idea that the more the White House was filled with that energy, then darkness and shadow, greed, and would be eliminated. There, Shelley is showing you now, if you want to pin her for a moment. I have a slide of it, but I will show it. And I in this post, I guess I will show you. Well, let me see if I can do it this way. So I wanted to just connect some of the conversations we've had. And this is for those of you who are here for the first time. We start with me just sharing some ideas, and then I lead you in a practice where we really cultivate increasing the capacity for our hearts to hold more beings without burning out, and visualizing more peaceful world together. And then we have a chance to reflect. So bear with me if you're expecting an hour of meditation. We will get there. But I think that this is critical times, and I want to tie in. In the last few months, I've been talking about this idea of, people talk about we're moving into a new time, a new era, an era of peace and love and oneness. And I think we are. I see it. The media wouldn't make us see that. Our current governments and world system wouldn't let us see that. But I do see it developing. And my concern is, what I said is that I feel that a lot of people are holding this idea of, it's going to show up, or I'll go to like Disneyland, and when I'm there, it'll be great. And not see that it's not going to show up. What's going to do is there's going to be something within us that shifts. Because in this new time, we will be all one. We will resonate with love. There won't be war. There won't be hunger, if you really want to look at it from that perspective. And that can only happen because we release something. It's a very Western idea to say that, if we wanted something to achieve something, we have to work hard to make it happen. But a lot of Eastern philosophies I've studied for many years, Buddhism, Taoism, what we want to achieve is not necessarily the focus. It is our end goal, but what we want to look at is what we want to achieve is the absence of what we no longer want to hold on to. So for instance, from what I understand about archery, the archery, like this, archery. From a Japanese way approach of archery, you don't focus on the goal, on the point. You focus on everything else. By focusing on everything else, you open your field in a different way than just a very focused way. By opening your field and seeing everything else, then suddenly there's a connection with that point you want to reach, and you can instantly hit it. It's just a way of looking at it, and what I talked about, the theory of light and color. So another image I'm trying to come up with is if you're in a dark room because you have cardboard on the windows, and you would like light in your room, but there's no electricity or there's no light in the room, you can spend a lot of money and everything to get light in the room, or you can remove the cardboard boxes and let the sun come in. So we are in war, we are in these things because internally within us, we have a lot of internal polarizations of right and wrong, good and bad, win, lose. As long as we have those running through us, we're not going to see this new time. The work is releasing those, in essence. So I'll get back to that a bit, but I want to let me see if I can show this. Let's see if I do this first. Get to my, let's do share. Do that. Share. Can you see my Facebook? Can you give me a thumbs up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I just want to share this post. This is the picture I showed of the monks, the picture of the map, and I want to just read this to you. I'll try to read it slowly. And in one of the coldest winters in years, something deeply human has been unfolding. I'm deeply grateful and genuinely moved by the commitment of these Buddhist monks and their enlightened four-legged companion 𝗏𝗏, not in summer comfort, not during one of the coldest winters in years. Many of you know I've been doing heart walks around the world since 2003. One simple message has guided them all: peace, one step at a time. I understand the power of choosing to walk. No agenda, not anti-anything, just the decision to do something, anything, that brings heart, body, and mind together and reflects who we are at our best. I want to see how much more I want to read. This kind of commitment to walk activates hope. It awakens possibility. It dissolves the mental labels that keep us separated and polarized and re-engages the transformational power of the heart. As the monks arrive and 𝗏𝗏 arrive in Washington, D.C. this week, I'll be meditating on the route of the heart walks as I've done around the White House over the years, along with remarkable people committed to peace. Perhaps their arrival can help activate a deeper field of love, compassion, and wisdom at that particular location, reminding us that those who live in that house are only there temporarily. See the image below for the heart route around the White House. You're warmly welcome to invite to and visualize the same intention for this with me. So we're going to meditate as we do the practice, because the monks have arrived right now. They're in Washington, D.C. They're currently probably about 3 kilometers or 2 miles away from the White House. So I'm hoping that in our meditation today, we can actually help infuse some of that energy of our practice to activate this acupuncture point on the planet at this moment where we can activate together deeper levels of love and compassion. But in this idea of what is it going to take for us to be part of the shift that's happening, I want to emphasize this idea of that idea that the walk is using heart, body, and mind. It's action. And in this idea of us moving into what are we developing, I'm reluctant to talk about it, but I want to just talk about what my feelings are about the idea of karma. It's a tricky conversation, but that's what this is about on a certain level. What karma are we creating to move us into the future? And I am not a qualified Buddhist teacher. I've been studying it for many, many years, but I'm going to like to give you my kind of general version of it that really helps in this process of why all of what we've been doing has been helping us to take our ideas and vision for a more enlightened way of being and putting it into action. To first have a mental image of it, move it through our hearts, and take it into our bodies and move it into the world. So I just want to say that, share that from a Western perspective, we impose a Western perspective on the idea of karma. The Old Testament is filled with judgment and condemnation and guilt and persecution. And we impose that on this philosophy that has nothing to do with Judeo-Christian principles, that comes from a Sanskrit Indian tradition that goes far deeper than that. But I don't know how many of you know the word karma in Sanskrit, when you define it, simply means action. The definition in Sanskrit of karma is action. That's it. And the whole basis of karma is that every action, which I would include word you speak and thought you think, everything you speak, and everything you do, when you do that, leaves an impression on your consciousness that never goes away. And that impression on your consciousness, at a certain point, like planting a seed, will grow into something. So karma is not the result or the consequence. Karma is the action. And then in a universe that we're living in, which is based on electromagnetism, and an electromagnetic field, when you put out that field, it's going to influence what's around it, and that's going to reverberate and come back to you. Sorry if it's getting a little esoteric or whatever, but I'm just bringing, and that I don't, I talk about this a lot from the studies from the HeartMath Institute, that the heart, the electromagnetic field of the heart is 5,000 times stronger than the brain. And then it actually resonates and can permeate through flesh and bone and walls. So our heart resonance is always influencing those around us, which has consequences. And these seeds of our actions are being planted in our deepest subconscious. And if we do believe we're all one, then somewhere all of our deepest subconsciousnesses connect. And Jung says this, that in this place of the deepest conscience, subconscious, underconscious, that we connect. Freud even says it. A lot of practices say it. And it's in this connection that we influence each other, and those seeds will ripen. If you do something beneficial, then something beneficial will ripen. If you do something harmful will ripen. So in this practice of walking, or this practice that we do, or this practice of committing to be of refuge or a way of being of service, the actions you're committing to are beneficial actions. And the more beneficial thoughts you think, words you say, and actions you do, is the very seeds of what will ripen for us to live in a more harmonious way of being. We're creating it now. What we are experiencing right now is the ripening of karma we created a long time ago. We're not doing it now. This is the ripening of what we created. How we respond to what we create will determine what our future is. Think about that. How we respond now to the current karma. We can't do anything about what we created in the past. We're living it. Doesn't mean we lie down and accept it. It simply means that as we experiencing it, the pain and all of that, how do we respond to it now? Do we add more pain to it? Do we add more polarization to it? Or do we find a way of moving through that and awakening within ourselves a deeper level of compassion and love and wisdom? Do we commit to finding a balance between the technological and the spiritual? So these monks walking, doing a heart walk, everything you do when you consciously say, I'm doing this for the higher good, I'm choosing to be of service, you are contributing to what will naturally ripen on its own, which is a more enlightened way of being with one another. You don't have to see it the same way. I just ask you to consider that. What I did say, one of the most important quotes that I ever heard from the Peace Pilgrim, and you can look back at past global hearts that I've done in the last couple of months where I've talked more extensively about this. Her quote is, "We are not going to solve our world problems if we don't first look at our own psychological violence. We're not going to solve external polarization if we still experience the world from a polarizing way around us." And I know many of you here are doing remarkable things. And I celebrate that and I rejoice in that. And from my viewpoint, I say, please know how necessary and important it is and how grateful I am. Every thought, every word. I talk about how the monks are walking in the cold. They choose the dead of winter in one of the coldest winters that the United States have seen in a long time. The protesters in Minneapolis who are going out in minus 12-degree weather. Deborah and John who go out every week, if not every day, who are here in the same freezing cold weather to stand on a corner with their signs. It's remarkable. It's heroic. It is what is transforming who we are, and it has a deeper impact than we can imagine. We may not see the results now, but the more cumulative effect, the more we gather in moments like this globally, the more we exponentially increase, say one of my favorite Dutch words, 𝗵𝗵𝗁𝗁𝗁. We increase, we multiply the impact of what we're doing. And that is the key, as you know, for me, finding alliances in surprising places. If we can commit to that, to work through our mental constructs of stranger, adversary, loved one, and begin to, from your humanity, to connect to the humanity of another and awaken that in them. That's, in essence, what our time is right now. So sorry, I just was inspired by the monks. I'm inspired by all of you. I'm inspired by at this time. It's a unique time. Um, and I wanted to just take that into our practice. So let's do our practice. I will probably ask us to focus on the heart around the White House to just connect with the monks. I'll put it up on the screen. You don't have to look at it if you want to keep your eyes closed, but it'll be there if you just want to help get a visual for that. I'll put that up in a moment. But here we are in our practice where we're cultivating fierce compassion and resilience. There's no right way to do this practice or wrong way. It's about finding your way. And I invite you to come into yourself and start in the position of power sit, where your spine is straight without being rigid, where you can allow the energy to flow up and down your spine. Definition of resilience that we use is presence, awareness, balance, and flow. And in this process of sitting in power sit, where your shoulders are relaxed, your jaw is relaxed, your belly is relaxed, bringing your awareness to your center, to a place in your lower belly that's approximately the width of 3 fingers below your navel and a third of the way into the body. So I'll do that. If you put your index finger over your navel, where your pinky resides, that's approximately the width of 3 fingers below your navel. And from there, bring your attention now inside of your body about a third of the way. See if you can place your full attention on that spot. Center of gravity, impulse, personal power, and awareness, how you perceive your reality. From your center, place of awareness, become aware of your contact points, the parts of your body that are connecting with what you're sitting on the ground. Your feet flat on the ground. Feel the earth beneath you. Feel your connection with the chair or the cushion. And when you feel the stability under you, just let yourself be held. No need to hold yourself up. And take a moment to bring your awareness now deeper through the floor you're sitting, wherever you're sitting, through the earth. Recognizing this point on the planet for you, your acupuncture point. Each one of us are holding a different acupuncture point on the planet. Honoring the land that you are sitting on, the thousands and thousands and thousands of years of creatures and human beings that have benefited from this spot where you're sitting, who have taken care of this land. In gratitude, just acknowledging them. Feeling Mother Earth beneath you with gratitude, flowing up into you. And from your center, taking a moment to make more connection with the present moment, beginning with yourself. From your center, become aware of your physical body. No need to do anything. Just feel and experience and perceive your own body. How is it speaking to you? What language is, what is it telling you? No judgment, simply listen. From your center, become aware of your emotional body. What emotions are you present to? All feelings are welcome. See if you can give space through your breath to allow those emotions to flow without judgment. And from your center, become aware of your mental body, your thoughts. Not what are you thinking, but the quality of your thoughts. Observing, being aware of the part of you that is aware of your thoughts. Maintaining a connection with the ground under you and Mother Earth under you, and with your core, with your center, your personal power. Bringing awareness now to the middle of your chest where your heart center is, your heart power, compassion, respect, connection, wisdom, your highest values. And from your center and from your heart, become aware of that part of you which has access to something larger than yourself. What is that part of you that in all moments might have access to something larger than yourself? And that larger than yourself could be something spiritual. It could be the universe. It could be love. It could be humanity. And in this moment, from your center and from your heart, how connected are you to something larger than yourself? Give yourself that gift to allow that to flow through you, in your heart, in your core. Feeling those forces from below, from Mother Earth, and that which is larger than you flowing from above. Feeling you and radiating out and resonating out through your body, right out to the edges of your own personal space, your own personal boundaries. Filling your personal space with this energy. And acknowledging from your heart and your center your resonance in this moment. You've just activated on another level your own electromagnetic field. And holding on to this awareness of yourself in this moment, let's take a full breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And noticing if it feels flowing, if it feels pleasant. Don't work too hard to activate this electromagnetic field of your heart, and let it radiate and resonate. Let it be fluid, not rigid. And now from your center and from your heart, open your awareness to your personal space, where this, not personal space, the space you're in, the room you're in. And allow that electromagnetic field radiate out to fill your own room, your house, you as the center of it. Building relationship with your surroundings. Seeing how your surroundings are affecting you. Noticing how that feels to expand out your electromagnetic field to fill your surroundings. If it's too rigid or if there's too much work, then pull back a little bit. Find the balance so that there's ease. If energy wants to move through you, let it. If emotions want to flow through you, let it. With this awareness of self and surroundings from your center and from your heart, take a full, deep, nurturing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And building on your awareness of this present moment and presence, from your center and from your heart, become aware of those in this meditation circle. Expanding out your electromagnetic field to cover actually various points on the planet. You can see us all sitting in a circle and allowing your electromagnetic field, your heart resonance, and your personal power to radiate out to touch each and every one of us in this circle. But to be aware that we are currently online on the World Wide Web with people from various parts of Europe, various parts of North America, others who are holding space with us around the world, And particularly, I know those who are currently in Washington, D.C. at this event, these events for the monks who are holding space with us as well. How does that feel to expand out your electromagnetic field with those you consider allies, fellow meditators, with ease? If it's too rigid or too much work, ease up a little bit. And with this awareness of yourself, your surroundings, and those in this meditation circle, from your center and from your heart, take a full breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And with this awareness of self, surroundings, and those in this meditation circle, from your center and from your heart, become aware of all human beings. Begin with those human beings you would label loved ones. So expanding your electromagnetic field out to be able to hold more beings in your heart. And who shows up for you in this moment? What loved ones do you see? Are they two-legged? Are they four-legged? Groups of people? What faces do you see? And how does that affect the level of your open-heartedness? Does it influence it? Does it open it more? Does it close it? There's no right answer. Simply be aware. And as you stand face to face with these loved ones, considering as you look at them, every thought, every word, every action that you do on some level influences them. And tapping into from your humanity in this moment, finding your way, find the bridge to connect with their humanity from heart to heart. And imagining that you're expanding your electromagnetic field now to connect with those you consider loved ones. And in the process of touching their hearts, you activate theirs as well. You can see a flame. You can see literally a kind of a field from their heart being radiated. And from your center and from your heart, become aware of those human beings you would label adversary. Who arises in your heart? What faces do you see? How many adversaries can you hold right now from around the world? Really be clear, really, and don't hold back. If you feel like you have a good, strong heart muscle, choose a challenging one. Anybody in the news, anybody close to you. And notice how it influences your level of open-heartedness. And to consider that every thought, every word, every action not only influences them, but eventually could reverberate back to you. And do the warrior's work right now, that from your humanity, to see if you can find your way to their humanity and their heart. Remembering the work we've done now for years, understanding that the label of loved one and adversary is simply a mental construct. And as you expand your heart resonance and to touch theirs, to consider that actually in touching their heart, whether they want it or not, or are aware of it or not, that you activate in them their heart resonance. Allowing energy to flow and emotions to flow. And from your center and from your heart, become aware of those human beings you would label stranger. Who arises in your heart? What faces do you see? Considering that probably on your list of strangers, the number is over 7 billion, maybe closer to 8 billion. Who comes into your heart now? How much does it feel comfortable and not overstretching yourself to expand your electromagnetic field? And can you find your way from your humanity, your heart, to find that bridge to connect with their heart with honor and respect? Who do you see? Do you see a neighbor? Do you see someone you saw in the supermarket yesterday? Do you see people you see in the news and in social media? And notice that this activates with them a higher level of awareness of their heart activation. And with this awareness of those in this meditation circle, yourself, your surroundings, those in this meditation circle, and human beings, whether you define them as loved one, stranger, or adversary, from your center and from your heart, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And with this awareness now imagine bringing your focus now to the acupuncture point called Washington, D.C. And focusing there with all of those who are gathering, the monks. And imagine every human being that you have now engaged with are now putting their focus, their heart resonance to this area around the White House. As one acupuncture point on the planet. Thinking for yourself of other places on the planet, Iran, Gaza, Somalia, other parts of Somalia, other parts of the world. We all stand in resonance, activating within us the thoughts, the words, and the actions of love, compassion, and wisdom. And with this awareness, this visualization, see it actually being manifest. The seeds that we are now planting, that they will quickly ripen. To our surprise, tot onze verbazing. In the most easeful and powerful way. And let's take one final breath to anchor in this visualization. And now allowing all human beings to flow into your heart as you bring your awareness back to those in this meditation circle. Bring your awareness back allow those in this meditation circle to flow into your heart as you bring your awareness back to your surroundings. Allow your surroundings to flow into your heart as you bring your awareness back to yourself. And allowing that heart resonance to flow through you as well. Activating every cell in your body. Bringing life to every cell in your body. Seeping into your organs, nurturing your organs, healing your organs. Filling your nervous system with this energy and this focus as a way of remembering, saving this like a 𝗪𝗏 in your nervous system. So you remember this to walk this. And with one more breath to close this practice, deep in through your nose and out through your mouth. So very slowly open your eyes, look around the room, take a look at the faces and the squares, shake your body a little bit, stretch your body. This is always, I say, a crucial moment of taking the visualization, that practice, and now now that you've embodied it, to be able to walk it into the world. So we started with a motivation, we did our practice, and now I invite you, if there's things you want to share, if you have reflections. Um, Alex says, thank you, Joe. Love to everyone. I think he has to go. He has a practice. So, but please, everyone on mic, you don't need to raise your hand for permission. Just feel free to drop in and jump in. Anything that's on your heart with this practice, with what I talked about, or something else in your world? Who'd like to begin?
Joe, I would like to just say, as a resident, Bob and I, of Washington, D.C., we're here with you all, but we also have had the online streaming going of the monks, and they are now inside an auditorium at American University, and they're just beginning to gather, and that's an invite only part of this amazing event. The thing that struck me, it's a little bit off the grade, but there's a police escort all along the way in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
for the monks. There are also numerous people along the way holding peace and unity signs. But what struck me about our police force, the DC police force, which has been challenged in the past with other military organizations coming in and sort of superimposing their policies over DC police. The police were the escort, nobody else. And they were on bicycles. They were not on motorized vehicles. And that had to be out of respect and in, in with the, I can't come up with the word right now, but just respecting the fact that there's not going to be any noise, any exhaust, any motorization going on. And they just were lovely escorting these monks along Massachusetts Avenue on their bikes. It's been amazing to watch.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you. It's important to hear that. I mean, and I'll spin it. It's my spin. It's my story. I'm not saying I'm right, but that is an example of what I'm talking about, the transformational power of the heart. Karma, that they didn't have the karma of tanks coming in or cars. They just had the karma of these really gracious police officers on bicycles. That's their karma. That's them holding the space of their heart resonance. There was no room for that. Does that make sense? I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm just saying that that's an interesting example of that. To prove that it can happen. That it's possible. Possible. I think it's 𝗺𝗏, the four-legged, the dog. I think that's it.
I
Anyone
have a
else?
beautiful picture of 𝗺𝗏 and one of the monks. I can share if you allow me to share my screen.
I think I said allow, so I think you can.
Yeah. Yeah, here it is.
I'm not seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You are seeing it.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
thank you, Ophelia.
Sure. I stop sharing. Okay.
I'm very touched by the story you told, Jean, and the picture of the four-legged. And in the meditation, when I focused on the White House and the heart-shaped form around it, I saw it became much lighter. Like there was light from above, or maybe, no, it wasn't from above. It made a connection with above, but it came from down, from the earth there, and it all felt lighter, more brilliant, more peaceful. Maybe a split second. That's enough. If we do this more time, more often, and send that light to the White House, then it has the right name, White House, Lighthouse.
Yeah, white in the sense of, like I said, from the art, my art class, white is the absence, is all color. It's all light.
Yes,
White
yes.
is,
It's a rainbow house.
white is all light. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It is inclusive.
Yeah. Thank you. And to plant a seed takes a moment.
Mm.
Anyone else? Anyone for the first time here for the first time? Ingeborg.
Ja,
Wil je
I
iets
lost my
delen?
screen. Oh
Oké.
shit. Even kijken hoor. Oh, hier. Ja. I like the idea of getting connected to each other and the electromagnetic field which we're sharing. And yeah, I hope the monks they have a good yeah, vibe there in Washington, and I like the idea of the police on the bikes. So that's and I saw already in the four-legged, and I really liked the eye of him because he does like this, and I like the way he looks, aloka, and his friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And Ingeborg is someone I've just met and who I think is remarkable and is doing great work, I believe, for climate justice, among other things.
Yeah.
Thank you for the work you're doing.
Thanks.
Joe, just
Yeah.
today before talking here, joining, I got a post about an instrument that you can play without touching it or with any part of your body, just with your hands, by inducing the electromagnetic
Yeah.
fields to resonate. It's amazing. I will put the name on the chat because if you haven't seen electromagnetic fields or don't believe or wanna, there is a clear presence of the fields because you can play notes and everything just by learning how to induce those. So
Yeah.
it's called the theremin, and it was invented a long time ago in
ago.
Russia.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ophelia. So yeah, I want to appreciate. So she put that in the chat. You should look that up. So I'm introducing that certainly for those of you who have been doing this practice with me since 2018, maybe 17. You know, this is what we've been doing is we have been practicing in a very safe way and a regulated way, increasing the capacity of our electromagnetic field. I never put really words to it, but that's in essence what we're doing. And the more you understand quantum physics, like anybody really understands it, the more you understand that the universe is made up of electromagnetic field, electricity, magnetism, all of that, and that we are all just different frequencies of that, then it makes more sense how we influence each other. I can talk maybe next time more specifics about karma and how that plays into it. But I gave you the start of it, that every thought, every word, every action radiates something out. It plants seeds.
Mm.
And that we have a capacity to influence each other simply by feeling the skills and the strategies of the heart. So I'm glad to introduce that now, and we'll continue to work on that. Anybody else want to share another?
When you talked about it's not about hard work, and I'm coupling that then with the ripening of the karma and the broadening or the increasing the capacity of the electromagnetic field. And it means that one can take on more with less effort.
Yes.
So I'm very excited to be reminded of this because it's a perfect time for me.
Oh,
I'm reminded of a child's lyric, "This little light of mine."
keep going, John. Keep going.
I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Oh, amen. Thanks, Joe.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, I'm glad I'm introducing this because that's, it's funny. I do this when I do corporate trainings. It's all about how do you get more done with less time and effort. And so we're bringing it into this practice of being these heart beings. How do our spiritual practices? I think I believe that in this new time, we're also in the era where our spiritual practice, we shouldn't be suffering. And that it is practice. The heart, you can see the heart as a muscle. And that what we're doing is we're simply just stretching our capacity to hold more beings and to just be more love and wisdom, not do. So that we can accomplish more with less time, effort, and energy. Okay. I'm going to close, but was there anybody who had any last things they just wanted to say quickly?
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I want to just say my gratitude. What I want to do is I would do some announcements very quickly, and then we'll close with a dedication. So as always, I put the links in. Please take a look at these links, which includes if you want to give a donation, you can. This is free, but if you want to give a donation, the money goes to the 𝗵𝗶 Project, which is to set up more events like this to be of service in this way. So please feel free, or you can purchase books or buy Occupy Here merchandise, t-shirts and mugs. All the links are here. Also, for those of you in the Netherlands, this Saturday, I'm doing a 2-hour event called 𝗵𝗶 Be Your Own Valentine. Look on the website and you could still join in to do more of this kind of work, as well as a 2-day workshop in March called Turning Stress into Strength. Stress omzetten in kracht. So just look online, and if you have any questions, you can get in touch. And so let's do our dedication. Grateful for those of you who are here for the first time. Grateful for those of you who come on a regular basis. You can't imagine this. You can't imagine how much support and love that gives me, and how much it sustains me. You can't imagine the seeds that you plant in my heart on a regular basis. You can't imagine the level of gratitude I have. Thank you so much. And thank you for your commitment for being on this planet to hold this space and that we do this together. So the energy we directed it towards the White House, we directed it towards the monks, we directed it towards their mission of love and compassion. Peace, one step at a time. But there might be people in your life who could use a little bit of the energy we've generated. You might be able to use some of this energy. People with illnesses, people who are struggling, people in conflict zones. And just feel the energy we've generated very clearly and specifically touching them and ripening instantly for what they need. Okay, let's take another breath. And as always, please keep in touch. If you want to just send an email, send an email. Get on our mailing list so you can find about events. Every second Tuesday of the month, put it in your calendar. And if there are people you think this would resonate with, please invite them as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Yo. Tot zaterdag.
tot zaterdag.
Thank you. More time.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Gratitude.